Good afternoon everyone and welcome at Matt's workshop. This afternoon we are going to take a look at the Moldy Crow, which is made by JPG Productions and mastered by Nicholas Sagan. The scale is 1 to 144. Let's take a look at the instructions. In here you can see there are a lot of parts, some big parts like those orange, pink, blue and yellow ones, and some small parts which are almost going underneath the ship. So we are going to take a look first at the big parts. First we are going to take a look at the nose of the ship. You can see here this is a great part with really thin walls. The thickness is really thin. The windows are hard resin. This is a resin skin, but if you want you can remove the resin skin and you can use a clear plastic part which you have to cut to make the exchange against the resin skin. This allows you to see the inside of the ship, which we are going to see later. The details on this part are really good. There are a lot of panels on each side. The panel lines are engraved, so this way it will be easy to make the weathering. What I could say it's not really good on this part, it's that there is a little warp on the side. You can see this line here has the correct shape and this one is going, well, let's say wherever it wants, but this will be easily corrected by heating it or by introducing inside the inside of the cockpit. Let's take a look at this part. The inside of the cockpit is this part. You have two seats with two desks. I don't know if it's the good word. If it isn't, don't hesitate to say it in the comments. With a door, some details on the floor too, and you will see that if I insert this part in the head of a ship, it will put the head of a ship at the right shape. So no need to heat it to correct this problem of shape we've seen earlier. Okay, so we have the front of the ship. Here you have the underneath part, which goes under this one. So this part here is to add in here. I will not force because I will not insert it in force because you have to remove some material in here before to allow the assembly. But again, you can see the thickness of the walls are really thin, which is really great for resin casting. Now let's take a look at the pink part here. This pink part is the main body of the rear of the ship. You can see that there are a lot of details showing some mechanic parts, some tubes, some panels. Panel lines again are really great, and this part has to be put in the front here. You can see that there are some remains of casting here which have to be cleaned, but nothing bad. And as you can see, this ship is going to be a big one, despite the fact that it's at 1.1 144 scale, this will be a big ship. Now let's take apart the look at the smallest part. You have here the engines which goes on the sides. In these engines you have to put those 4 parts here. As you can see, again the casting is really good. The vents grids here are really well cast, so it will go on the side and 2 grids each side. Those parts have to be assembled on those 2 ones. Those 2 parts are identified, the right one, the left one, and those 2 ones have to be assembled on the side of the ship. Which one is it? Right. So I think this side, well, we'll see during the assembly. And you can see that there is a square in here in which you will put the engine here. On those 2 very parts you have to put the upper wings. Those 2 parts have nice details too, some grids. Those one has little damages on the casting, but nothing bad to change. The casting here, you can see there are a lot of details. I don't know if you see it right on the camera. Yes, here we go. You can see nice details all around these parts. So those parts have to be assembled here on the side. So here we go. On those 2 parts, I forgot to show, you have those 4 parts here, and those parts have a thin skin of resin. If you try to remove a little, you can see here I removed a little bit of the skin, and so this part is showing 2 rods, perhaps guns, I think, which have to go like this. Well, remove this here. This is not a part of the kit. This is going to look good. I think I will perhaps change them against brass rods. We'll see. Speaking again about those parts, there are 2 parts which have to go in each one. This one is the right one, so this one is the left one. Each one going here to close the rear part here. Nice engineering on the kit. Nice fitting. You can see. So after the cleanup, the assembly will be easily done. Now there are 2 parts remaining on each side. Those 2 ones here, which are the blue ones here on the assembly data sheet. Let's take a look here. You can see this one and the red one here. On those two parts are going those two bottles. There is, sorry, there is a fitting underneath here, and you can put this bottle in here. Well, I don't know if it's a bottle, but it's perhaps a tank or I don't know what. From these two, something that could be said on those two parts is that the casting is really good. It's not always easy to cast something round and have it remaining round, so nice job on those two ones. Coming out of those bottles, you have tubings, you have long tubes and short tubes. On the remaining parts you have this round one which goes underneath the ship in here, and on this part you will add the gun holder in here, which has little damages here, but nothing hard to correct, so it will go there. And what is great about this kit is that it comes with some brass guns barrels. I will try to show you. Here you go. Nice brass rods, machine guns with some holes at the end. Really nice looking parts. And for the last remaining parts you have those two ones with again some nice details on each side, and those two parts are going on the side of the ship. Where are they? Here. So they are going something like here, I think. We'll see during the assembly. Okay, so we've seen every resin parts. Now let's take a look at the decal sheets. You have two decal sheets. You can make the Moldy crow with a paint looking new, those decals here, or you can have a Moldy crow with some battle damaged decals here, so including already some weathering. I think that I will build this version. Okay, so we have seen every part of the kit. I thank everyone for taking the time to watch this video, and see you next time for another review. Have a nice afternoon. See you guys and ladies.